Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining our Zendesk webinar today, hosted by Ingram Micro's Emerging Business Group. My name is Carleen Edge, Marketing Manager here at EVG. Today's training will last approximately 45 minutes, and in terms of general housekeeping, your lines have been muted for the duration of the presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the Q&A box on your screen, and we will address them at the end of the presentation. This is being recorded today, so I will share the recording link with you all in our follow-up email. And for attending the webinar, you each will be receiving a $25 Grubhub gift card via email by Friday. So now I'll hand things over to Erin Morrison, Senior Director, Global Partner Programs and Distribution at Zendesk. Erin, take it away.
All right. Yeah, well, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you guys all for spending some time with us today. We are Zendesk, champions of customer service, and we are looking forward to spending some time talking about who we are and our partner program. Today with me, I have Kate Rimolo, who's with Partner Marketing, Arkaji Mandel, who is with our Partner Solutions, and Michael Veramo, who is with our Go-to-Market Enablement, to walk you through a little bit about who we are, our products and our platform, a little bit about our programs, and then a call to action. So with that, what I would like to do is I would like to go ahead and turn that over to Michael, if I could, and I'll drive for you, Michael. Just let me know, and we'll kick it off.
Great. So we'll start right here, folks. Howdy. Glad you're all here to join us today as we talk a bit about Zendesk. You know, for Zendesk, we're not alone. There's lots of different vendors out here which do customer service, customer support, but there's some really unique aspects to Zendesk and to our customer base that I'd like to share with you so that you can help understand how we fit, how we're different, and kind of why Zendesk. You know, what we're looking at right here are some rather reputable, famous customer brands, you know, like Netflix or Logitech. These are companies that tend to be trendsetters, thought leaders. They tend to be innovators. They're the types of organizations that value customers. And what's really happened, you know, I think more in the last 20 years than any time before is this idea of being in touch with your customers has really risen to the surface as a competitive differentiator. Customers today just don't deal with poor service in a good way. If you have bad service, you're probably going to talk about it negatively. You might tweet about it. You're definitely not going to take it lying down and silently. You're going to get out there and do something about it. And brand loyalty just doesn't really exist for the most part anymore. So your prospects, your customers, they all need to feel the secure connection with their vendor. They need to understand that they have a place to go when they want updates or they have issues. They just want to give some feedback. So it's all about the customers, and those brands that lead, well, they provide good experiences. Next slide. There we go. The challenge here, though, for the business person is that delivering a great customer experience is easier said than done. The technologies that are currently in the marketplace to really make a good customer experience, and let's talk about that for a sec. You all know you can pick up a phone and call a vendor. You can probably send an email. But of course, today people, they want to be able to text. Maybe they want to be able to use an in-application experience like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. I mean, that's hugely popular in other parts of the world. Maybe if you're using a game or something, you natively want to never leave that interface, but you want to get support. Well, you know, all the technologies that support that, they're rather archaic. They're rather cumbersome. They're laborious. They take months to implement. They take months to tailor and customize and weeks to train agents on. A lot of you probably know that a customer service agent has a heck of a hard job. I mean, it's pure chaos. You're on that phone or you're answering these queries through email and nobody's happy. You know, they're all upset. There's lots of pressure, a lot of anxiety. And so customer service agents themselves, the people fielding these calls, they struggle to be productive. and the business struggles to retain talented agents. So delivering great customer experiences isn't as easy as, some might say. It's very Nirvana-like to paint this picture of how you can have all these capabilities and all these happy customers and great customer satisfaction and net promoter scores. It's a whole nother ball game to actually get there. It's not easy to actually accomplish. Next slide, please. What we see with Zendesk, however, is this being our core differentiator, our core distinguisher in the marketplace. When I look at this first bullet point here, better customer and better agent experiences, what we're talking about there is a purpose-built system, not cobbled together, not brought together through acquisition, but something that is purpose-built to enable not only your agent who's answering and fielding questions and calls to be productive through a single interface with everything they need to do their job well, but also any channel your customer wants to use to access you, to get into contact with you, to give you feedback. We open those doors easily, like with minimal amounts of effort and minimal amounts of implementation. And this leads, of course, to a really fast deployment. Most Zendesk customers, once they license software, they're up and running in days to weeks. Now that's actually fairly unheard of in the enterprise software space or the commercial, and even SMB. It often takes months to years to implement software of this magnitude. But with Zendesk, you're up and running in days to weeks, and that gives you a fast time to value. It means that your customer experiences can be accelerated to a level that is competitive for you, that adds more value to you rapidly. And that makes you, of course, able to secure more market share. Now, this idea of ongoing ease and agility really speaks to something that we just had recently, which of course is the pandemic, and which we'll have again. We'll have lots of issues where external factors influence business. And those businesses that can adapt their technology stack such that they can work from home remotely, as an example, or that they can empower employees to do different distributed work in different ways, well, they're the ones that are going to succeed. If technology is cumbersome and difficult to adapt, it's not really servicing you. Then it's hampering you. All of this results in a low cost of ownership. And I know, every vendor says, oh, we've got the best total cost of ownership, the best ROI, and all that good stuff. I'll tell you, Zendesk is not the least expensive product on the market. I mean, we're competitively priced. But when you actually factor in the very things that make a service desk work, like the implementation and training, the administrative costs, what about customizing the solution and maintenance and upkeep, security? All those things are so incredibly low with Zendesk that honestly, if you do the math, the total cost of ownership for Zendesk is so incredibly different and lower than our competitors. And then of course, Zendesk invests tremendously in its customer support, its advocacy, its customer success teams, so that what we end up doing is making sure that this dream our customers have of delivering superior customer experience becomes reality. Because if it's just a dream, you got nothing there. What we want to do is make you more competitive, to gain more market share, to differentiate and distinguish yourselves with our solution. Next slide, please. This is really just to illustrate that Zendesk, we've grown up, we're a big kid on the block, we've got offices throughout the world, and we're in all sorts of countries. We're growing constantly by rapid clips. Customer service, though, is our DNA, CX. We published a CX trends report. We are thought leaders in this. I welcome all of you to have a look at our website and our blog and our various seminars and workshops we put on so that you can better understand what this market is doing and how business can take advantage of products like Zendesk to accelerate their differentiation in the marketplace. Zendesk is absolutely the thought leader in this space, and innovative companies choose us for a very, very specific reason. We take that craziness and chaos that is service management. We make it easy. We Zenify it, so to speak. That's all built into our name. Next slide. So now I'm going to turn it over to my esteemed colleague, Ark, who's going to talk about the solutions and the platform in a little more detail, show you a little bit. Ark, whenever you're ready, you can just go ahead and grab that ball and go.
Ark, would you like me to stop sharing at this point and let you share, or continue until you get to the demo?
You might be muted, Ark.
Did we lose Ark?
Well, if we did, I can certainly go over this part if you'd like. I'll let you decide whenever you want.
I'll continue.
You'd like me to continue? Is that right?
I'd say let's go ahead and continue till we get till Ark's able to rejoin.
Okay, that sounds good. So sorry for that technical glitch. Obviously, these things do happen. Zendesk is a software as a service solution, and we have various modules. We bundle them into a suite. And the advantages of this, and what we're looking at here in the screen, is really some of the icons and graphical representations of our products, like the support product or the guide product or the chat product. We bundle them all together in a suite, but sometimes folks do just want bits and pieces of it. But the real power behind our solution is that it is grounded in CX, or customer experience. That in fact, Zendesk has natively been born of this and is purpose built to solve these problems. This is what our bread and butter is. This is what we try and really demonstrate thought leadership around. Now, as I mentioned earlier, service desks are pure chaos. They're nutty. They're the insane amount of pressure and anxiety that there is just profound. And so Zendesk took an approach from the early days, which was to try and make everything as simple as possible, not as complex. And there's something to be said here, my friends. Let me just spend 10 seconds more on that, which is that there's a lot of competing solutions out there where you can build anything you want in those solutions. And they're powerful, there's no doubt about it. However, there's a real trade-off to the building and designing and coding and architecting your own solutions versus using one that comes to you ready-made to be functional, and to be functional in a way that's going to help you be competitive. To that end, Zendesk is incredibly open and flexible, data-rich, incredible recording tools that really result in the best cost of ownership there. Now, I noticed that my colleague Ark is back on the phone, back on the webinar. Ark, do you want to go ahead and take it over from here, or would you like me to continue on for a little bit longer?
I can take it over. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. I'll let you go ahead and go off, and I'll go on mute.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ark, would you like me to hand over the slides to you now?
I did share them with him. He is the presenter now.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Just give me a second here to get the deck. Okay, great. Can everyone see my screen here?
We are good.
All right, perfect. And sorry, I logged on halfway as you were speaking, Michael. So did you go through each of these 5 things here on the left?
Ark, I think
I did,
you could.
Yeah.
He did. You can go.
Yes.
You can go forward.
Okay,
Next
perfect.
slide is where you start, sir.
Okay, sweet. And did you talk about the products too, up on the top?
I didn't tell them all what they did. I just said supports our core, guides our knowledge base, but I didn't walk through each one individually yet, no.
Okay. Let me just highlight that, and then we'll hop into it, because I do want to talk about those as I introduce the demonstration here. So obviously support, Michael already talked about. That's our agent workspace, where all the contextual information of an agent and the customer will be in a centralized area. That really prevents the swivel chair experience, where the agent just have access to all the information in one area without having to toggle in multiple tabs. We also have Guide, which is the help center, which is going to allow a user to go through and find their answer to their question on their own, utilizing self-service before reaching out to an agent. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the demonstration. Then we also have Zendesk chat or messaging, which is providing a live chat conversational experience between an agent and a customer. That can also be part of additional channels such as social and email as well. We also have Zendesk Talk, which is a telephony solution, which we have native telephony products at Zendesk, but we can also integrate with a third-party telephony integration such as RingCentral or Cisco, things like that. We have Zendesk Explore, which is our analytics tool, which provides you rich data within Zendesk. You don't need a separate third-party analytics tool to crunch the numbers, and we'll see that in the demonstration as well. And then we're not going to focus on Cell, Gather, or Sunshine, but those are also products that we do support. Cell being our CRM solution, Gather, which is a community forum, and then Sunshine, which is the platform that we're built on and which also powers Sunshine Conversations, which basically provides a more complex answer bot type functionality where we can bring in third-party integrations, videos within a chat type of context. All right, so making it easy for our customers. So this is part of our 3 core pillars. The first one being making it easy for our customers. The way we do that is we include all of the channels that you need. So whether it's social messaging, phone, or email, it's all going to be available out of the box, so you can stay connected with your customers no matter where they are on any device. And the conversation also stays connected. So that means whenever a customer reaches out through one channel, you still have that conversational context. So they're not repeating themselves if they are going to transition that conversation through a different channel. Next, we want to set your teams up for success. So that means having a powerful workspace to bring everything together. The agent workspace centralizes the customer conversations in an easy to flow thread, and it's going to come with the information and tools that they need to resolve the issue. So that includes collaboration tools, so being able to quickly engage a subject matter expert over email or Slack if there's assistance required on the ticket without leaving the agent workspace. Easy configurable routing and intelligence so that the correct ticket is appropriately routed to the agent that's best equipped to solve it. And then access to a trusted knowledge base. So a knowledge base that's built in within the ticketing UI, integrated knowledge management, and then being able to also see the interactions and what the customer actually clicked on the website prior to reaching out. And then our third pillar here, we want to keep your businesses in sync. So our open and flexible platform integrates with the rest of your tech stack. So as you grow, you can stay agile and in sync with the rest of the business. So we're going to provide powerful reporting and analytics tools across all the channels so you can make sense of your data with actionable insights. There's workflows that are available, which are intuitive to build and manage and optimize so you can ensure consistent execution of the processes across the teams, giving you a unified view of your customer. So you can personalize the experiences in your agent workspace, analytics, bots, and help center. And then last but not least, also providing you the ability to integrate relevant customer data using our modern and powerful integration options. So primarily, a lot of these integration options are no code. There is also coding capabilities if you do need something more complex, but the idea is we can pull in data from third-party systems and then provide you that contextual data of the customer within the agent workspace. And that leads to the next slide here, which is talking about our platform. So we are built on an open and flexible platform. We're not going to rope you into a proprietary tech stack. It's all common standards that you're probably familiar with. By being open and flexible, it's easier to get a 360 view of your customer by bringing in all the systems and data you need to understand your customer journey. Highly customizable, so the experiences that your customers and agents feels the way that they want. And by being based on open standards and common languages, it's also very developer friendly. So if you need to build a custom app or integration, it's easy and fast to do so. And some of these code bases include we're being able to develop using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then we are built on the highly performant AWS infrastructure as well. We also have 1,200 plus integrations in our Zendesk App Store, something that I can show a little bit towards the end of the demo. But if you do need to pull in data from Salesforce or Shopify, really anything that's available in the App Store, it's easy to do so. And most of these apps are free, and they just pull in the data for the third-party system, and the setup is pretty easy, oftentimes no code or a low-code solution. All right, so talking about Zendesk experiences, so what are some use cases specifically that Zendesk is suited for? So we can deliver an omnichannel solution for a business encompassing a variety of external experiences, so such as order support or product support, as well as assisting for internal employee experiences such as HR support or the IT help desk. So on the slide here, we can see there's a variety of different external use cases. The use case today, I'll present on the next slide, but we're going to talk about an external B2C order support. But just know that it's a very flexible platform. So if we need to leverage Zendesk for internal use cases, ITSM, HR, that's available as well as other collaborative areas within sales, marketing, operations, legal, and finance. But the purposes of today's demonstration, what we're going to do is we're going to show how a customer is going to interact with the customer service agent. We'll show you how the unassisted bot conversation can transition to a live customer service agent interaction. We'll discuss the different information that the agent has access to within the agent workspace. And then lastly, we'll briefly touch upon the ability of a manager to quickly access some of the data within Zendesk using the analytics dashboards baked into the Zendesk suite. And over here, this kind of brings the demo flow together in terms of what we're going to present today. So on the top left, you have the end user. Our customer is going to be on our help center looking for some information about their order. They're not going to be able to find it, unfortunately. So they're going to go ahead and leverage the answer bot. The answer bot is going to then provide some pre-canned responses, which are fully customizable. Again, the end user is not going to know, not going to find the answer, so he's going to want to reach out to a live agent. He can reach out to an agent through all of these different methods. So social, SMS, chat, phone, etc. In this case, we're going to demonstrate chat. And then I'm going to hand that unassisted conversation to a live agent. And then we're going to see the agent see the customer information, pull into the agent workspace in this little screenshot here. We'll talk about all of the different fields and information available to the agent. The agent will appropriately help the customer. We'll also see how third-party apps can be overlaid there. And then lastly, we'll see some of the reporting. And so we have an understanding of once these these tickets are resolved, how quickly they're being resolved, which agents are resolving them. Are we getting ticket spikes at a particular time of the day or seasonality? All that data is going to be available. All right, so let me just quickly log in real quick. And we'll hop into the demonstration here. Okay, perfect. So in the first demo sequence here, I'm going to show you what it's like for our customer Rick Sable here coming to the help center, and he has a question on his order. So he's going to go ahead and try to figure out if he can find the answer on his own. This is an example of a help center, which is branded, right? So this is an extension of the company's marketing or e-commerce site. The site is fully scalable. So as you're minimizing or maximizing the window, the site will automatically scale. It's also going to be optimized for mobile, and you have the ability to also add in multiple brands. So you can still tie all the brands together within one help center, but then give the customer a unique experience depending on which brand they're looking at. So here we're looking at Entertainment 276, but if we wanted to go to our home decor brand, we can see that the look and feel is tailored to that particular brand. But let's go ahead and look for an order. So the problem with Rick today is he can't find information on his order. So he's going to see if there's maybe some information around the tracking. Looks like a confirmation email was sent. I didn't get the confirmation email, so he's going to want to figure out if he can reach out to an agent. But while we're here, we can see other related articles on the left. We can notate if the article's been helpful or not helpful. We can submit a request, which will create a ticket. We could even write a comment here. But really the main value is your end customer, they have self-service capabilities, so they can deflect some of that pressure off of the agents. Obviously, in this case, we are going to reach out to the agent, but it does provide that first line of defense. So I'm going to click on the little help icon here, and the chatbot is going to greet me. Hi, I need help finding my order. All right, so he wants to get in touch. None of you are really doing it for him, so that's no problem. We'll get in touch with the agent. And if Rick was on the go, he could simply leave a message. We would also create a ticket, and then the customer service representative could assist. But he does have the time now, so we are going to do a quick live chat here. And we can specify a department, but this is completely optional. And I'm just going to say, hello, I need help finding my most recent order. All right, so we'll go ahead and initiate that chat. And I'm going to switch my screen here really quickly. Okay, there we go. And here I'm in the agent workspace. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that chat. Perfect. Let me look into that for you. And then I just want to show that back and forth interaction. So let me go back here. And then we can see that we're now conversing in real time. So let's go back to my agent workspace, and let's talk about all the information that we have available. So we can see the customer is Rick. As the customer, I was logged into the help center, which is why this contextual information is available. He's a requester, and we have a form here called general inquiries. I can change the form too, and that's just going to change the different fields. So it's going to capture different types of information depending on the form. We can see what the category is here, and we can always manually change this category if we need to. And we can specify the type and the priority as well. Down here, we can also specify how we want to respond. So in this case, we're going to respond by a live chat, that if Rick had to leave the conversation, we could actually send an email message back. We could go ahead and give him a call. Or if we needed assistance from a manager, let's say this was more of a complex issue, we can take an internal note as well, and that's logged against the ticket. As we respond, I can respond by leveraging a macro, which is a pre-canned response. The value with these macros is it's going to reduce that response time quite a bit. So whether you have new agents or whether you're in a business where like 95% of the issues is one particular issue, you already have that pre-canned response that the agents can write, and then they can customize the response from there, saving them time versus having to write it from scratch. So in this case, if this is, for example, a back-ordered item, that's the issue, we can say it's available in 5 days, and we can offer a coupon. But before I send that, I want to keep continuing here. We have Rick's email and phone number. If there's any notes logged on his accounts, that would be included here. We can see what he's been looking at on the website, which also provides additional context into what he might be interested in this conversation. And these are the last various interactions with Rick. So he's been viewed. We can see the different articles and what he's been clicking on the Help Center as well, which is pretty powerful. If we go over here to our knowledge base, we can see an internal knowledge base for our agents. So the agent can look at this, also giving them more information. And then lastly, we have our third-party apps. So we have a Customer 360 app notating Rick's loyalty level. He's a gold status member with 5 orders, has spent over $1,000. In this macro, I already produced a coupon code, but I could also offer him a different discount code here, and that would generate the coupon code down here as well. We have a Shopify app, but it's Since this is just an isolated demo instance, it's not really integrated to a real Shopify instance, but that would be pulling in data there and so forth. So as you can see within the agent workspace, there's a ton of information available, and it prevents the agent from having to have 6 different tabs open. It's all right there available at the agent's fingertips. So let's go ahead and actually respond to Rick. And let me go back to my other screen here. And he's happy with the response. Okay, thank you. Rate this as good. And we can exit out of that. And I'm going to then go over to my other screen. And we've pretty much completed this. So at this point, I can go ahead and actually submit this. I can submit it as solved, on hold, pending, or open. The statuses here are also fully customizable, but these are just the default ones that we have. And really the main value here is you have those multiple response options, as I mentioned, and also the ability to respond via those macros, making it a quicker response. So I'm going to submit this as solved. This is going to go ahead and close out this ticket. Real quickly, if I want to go back home, we can go to my views, and this is actually going to slice and dice our tickets depending on a particular set of criteria. So this helps segment your tickets, which is important, especially if your business is a larger business and it has thousands of tickets coming in each week. This can help segment that and also help you kind of route these tickets to the appropriate agent as well. Here is the Zendesk app marketplace. So here's an example of the Shopify app. As you can see, it's free, it's easy to install, and this would just be installed directly to the instance. This is the first place you want to go if you have a question on, hey, does Zendesk have a pre-built app for a certain solution? And if you're not seeing it on here, that's okay. We are an open API platform, so we can create custom integrations, whether it's partners helping with that, whether it's our own professional services team. There's a variety of different options in terms of how those integrations can get built. And then lastly, let's talk about our reporting. So I'm going to go over here to our Explore dashboard. And let's go to Zendesk support. But really the idea here is that you can now gain some insights into the trends across your customer base and the efficiency of the agent workforce, and you can create easy to build dashboards. All of these are pre-built, but you can also create your own custom dashboards. We have some options here. We can share this with the user, so we can share this with anyone we need in the business. We can schedule this report to be automatically run at particular intervals, daily, hourly, weekly, or monthly. We can choose the format here. We can clone this, so making an exact same copy, and we can also export this to Excel, CSV, or an image in PDF if you want to export it and then manipulate the data separately, or just have it separately outside of Zendesk here. We can see here how many tickets have been created for this particular time frame, solved tickets, tickets created by the hour. We can see tickets by the particular channel, which is pretty powerful. And then we can even see if there's any seasonality spikes depending on the month. If I go over here to efficiency, we also have metrics around the agent, so how quickly they're responding, reply time by brackets, how long is the resolution. So this really gives you the ability to keep the pulse or keep an eye on the pulse of the business, keeping your businesses in sync. And being able to kind of analyze these trends across your ticketing system. So depending on how these metrics are, you might need to add more agents, provide more training, et cetera, but the reporting is important so you know how you're doing as agents and customers are interfacing with the Zendesk solution. So in summary, today we showed you how Zendesk can reduce the customer efforts to increase satisfaction. First and foremost, we're going to give your customers easy to use self-service tools. As you saw in the first part of the demo, the help center and the chat bot. And then as an agent, you can see these tickets coming into one centralized area, coming in through the various channels as part of the agent workspace. And then last but not least, as an administrator, we can view all of this data using our comprehensive analytics tool called Zendesk Explore, which is what you just saw here. With that, I will go ahead and hand it back to Aaron. Yep.
Nice job, Art. If you want to quit sharing, I think.
I just hit stop. Did that work?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's see. Okay, can everybody see my screen where it says partner programs?
Yes.
Okay, I will take us home then before we do a little Q&A. So yeah, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Ark. As you can see, it's a wonderful solution, right? I mean, we all are customers. We all have customers. So hopefully this really resonates with you, and you see that there is an opportunity to partner with Zendesk. You know, as a partner at Zendesk, you can choose the path of partnership that really best fits you. As a solution provider with Zendesk, you can work with your clients to drive innovative customer experience solutions through resale. As a business process outsourcer, or BPO as we call it, you can leverage Zendesk leading customer service offerings to be the back-end support for your customers' customer service needs, right? Implementation partnerships. Those offer you the ability to provide implementation and operational services to your customers as you help them build out their own CX services. And then lastly, if you're working with solutions that are complementary to Zendesk today and simply want to refer opportunities that you think are a great fit, we'll provide you with a fee for the referral, and we'll take it over from there. Now, Zendesk partners are able to work with their customers across a wide variety of services, from consulting and digital transformation to value add with outsourcing. In the SMB and commercial spaces, the ability to service can be very quick and easy, which really offers you a repetitive service model for supporting your customers. And when you get more complex and more complexity in the enterprise space, there are longer strategic engagements, which help solidify your CX expertise with your customers. Now, today, the Zendesk partners come in 3 sizes, if you will, with benefits and requirements building at each tier. The qualified level is the first level of partnership, and that allows for referral or transactions through distribution within your micro. The advanced and the premier levels start you on your way to building a Zendesk practice by offering increasing benefits and profitability as those skill sets are enhanced. And you know what? We'd really like to, I'm not going to go through each of these tier benefits and requirements, but we'd really like to spend a little extra time offline with each of you to discuss it. Now let's do a little call to action here, if you will, for our Vendor Focus Month. You guys have seen who we are. So now what, right? What do we do now? There are a few things I'd like for you guys to all consider here. Again, we all have customers internally and externally. There's an opportunity for you to become a partner, maybe even use the product yourselves. But we would like to talk to you about becoming a partner and supporting your customers. First thing you would need to do is go to the Zendesk partner site, click the Apply Now, and fill out the form. There's just a few fields to fill out. Or connect with your Ingram Micro representative to set up a call. From there, a Zendesk partner sales executive will connect with you and your Ingram rep for a follow-up call where we can get into more of the detail on how the program works, as well as any opportunities around pricing, incentives, etc. And if we agree there's a great opportunity to partner, right, what we'll do is we'll start you down the path of your onboarding journey, and we will support you each step of the way to make sure, just like you would if you were joining a new company as an employee, we want to make sure that you are successful, so we will make sure that you have what you need to be successful. All right, last but not least, for the time being, for the folks on the phone here, we have through the end of the quarter, we have a great promotion running for the sellers at each partner, as well as for the company itself. Spiffs for setting up customer calls and registering deals for the seller, and then enhanced GP for the business. So the few caveats we have here is that we are looking for net new, we're looking for partner source, and we absolutely need to have those closed by the end of the quarter. Renewals and expansions, unfortunately, don't qualify. But there is a lot of opportunity that we can work with you out there today. And with that, Carlene, I think that is all we had for today. I'd like to open it to Q&A if we've got a little bit of extra time.
Yep, I think Kate is manning the questions box.
Okay.
Yeah, we've received a couple of questions already, but if anybody has any additional questions, feel free to drop them into the questions box. So the first question that we received are, who are Zendesk's primary competitors?
Art, can you jump on that one? Or Michael?
Yeah, so there's a lot of competitors in this space. It's an old space. Salesforce is the big elephant in the room. Salesforce has, of course, a CRM product most people know about, but they also have the Service Cloud. ServiceNow out of the San Francisco Bay Area and Southern California area. Big competitor in the space. HubSpot has a product as well as dozens of other competitors. BMC Software has them. There's a tremendous number of them. Zendesk currently has about 5% of the market share.
Awesome, thanks, Michael. The next question that we have is, can Zendesk also be used internally, or can it only be used externally?
Yeah, I can take that. This is Ark. It's definitely for both. In the demonstration, the example was an external B2C use case, but it definitely can be used internally as well, around HR, employee experience, and ITSM scenarios. So depending on the use case, yeah.
All right, it looks like we've only got one more so far, so if anybody has any additional questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them into the chat. The next question is, what are your most common industries or customer segments? I guess maybe we can go with both of those, so industries and segments.
Yeah, so while we don't formally verticalize the solution, I mean, you can see us over a variety of industries, so other software companies, crypto companies, retail, pharma, nonprofit, and government. Those are just some off the top of my head.
Yeah, it spans. Look, it's almost, if you go back to the comment I made earlier about everybody having customers, you could look at FinServe, you could look at, hospitals, etc. Every potential opportunity to interface with a customer would be a good application.
Awesome, thank you. And it looks like we've got another question that just came in. Can you tell me more about integrations with RingCentral?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a pre-built integration with RingCentral. Yeah, we do. So I just looked that up.
You want me to stop sharing?
All right, I think that's all the questions that we have. So I guess I'll turn it over to you, Aaron, for the closing.
Again, thank you all very much for spending some time with us today. We look forward to hearing from you through either directly to us or through your Ingram rep, but just make sure that when we do get that call together, we can understand who your Ingram rep is so we can pull them in. And we'll take it from there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Carlene,
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, I was just going to add, be on the lookout for our follow-up email, which will include the link to the recording of this webinar and, of course, Grubhub gift cards should be sent out by Friday. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Otherwise, this does conclude our webinar for today. Hope everybody has a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.